Well, decisions. You guys saw in the last video, we got some insulation up. Now we have to decide what we're going to do with this wall here. So I think what we're going to do, like I said the last time, we're going to get some boards on this thing. I was talking about doing metal on the bottom part, but I'm kind of rethinking. I need a big workbench in this blacksmith shop because I just don't have one, and I need something. Now here's the dilemma that I'm running into. We have this metal lathe that we have to finish up. We have the horizontal hacksaw out there, the power hacksaw I want to get in here. We have all this stuff that kind of needs a home, needs to get organized. And I also need to make room for a big old Brown and Sharp horizontal mill and another big metal lathe about 9 feet long that's going to be coming in this fall. So basically what we're going to get in here is a lot of the real estate's going to be taken up. So if we're going to set things up, I kind of want to keep my metalworking for the most part in one portion of this building, because you guys know yourself what happens. If you're into multiple things like that, the sawdust impregnates into the metal shop and vice versa. You can't keep them separated. Plus, I don't want to worry about sparks in a pile of sawdust setting the place ablaze, things like that. But there will be some wood things getting done in here. We need to be able to make tool handles, and I have a few ideas for some tools to make that process a little quicker. So we're not going to cover that here, though. Let's just get to the wall. We're moving on to the workbench portion of this video, and we're going to overkill the hell out of this thing. So, big reason for that, being in a blacksmith shop, you have to pound on stuff, and I need something that's substantial. If I'm trying to break something apart, I just need something that's really stout. Now, I have some 8x8s that aren't any good for timbers, simply because they're just checked. They're a little bit twisted. They've been sitting for a long time. They've been inside, but they will make a handy, dandy, bomb-proof workbench. So keep watching. I'm sure you remember me droning on and on and on about boxing the heartwood during the timber frame series, and this is exactly why right here. So this is balsam fir. It does check a lot. It's kind of a high moisture content in this stuff, so you're going to get a lot of that. But if you notice, we've perfectly centered the heartwood in this. You see where the check comes and it stops at the heartwood. The check comes, stops in the heartwood, does not go all the way through. That's what you're looking for. That's exactly why you do that. That thing can check all the way to the middle. You're not going to lose a ton of strength as long as you have this timber oriented properly in your structure. But this is just a perfect example of why we worry about that so much. Haven't done this in a long time. Nice. You guys ever see somebody sweep their workbench before? This is better than the floors in my house. For most normal people, this would be more than enough for a workbench top, but we're going to get another layer. I've got 2 sheets of 3/4 inch CDX we're going to put on top of this so we have a nice smooth work surface. Now, the dimensions on this big boy, we are 34 inches wide, 126 3/4 inches long, so we have a little overhang on the other end. For most intents and purposes, you don't need a workbench this big, but I'm finding that I do a lot of my bigger projects on the floor, which would be so much nicer just to have it nice and level to work on. Like this lathe project that I have scattered all over the floor. Well, now I can get it up on the bench and we can work on it like a gentleman. I can free my sawhorses up and I can get some more room in this forge area. We've been doing this channel since 2017, and it seems for the last 5 years all I've been doing is building infrastructure for this building. Constant cycle of infrastructure to get to the next step of where we can do stuff. But you know, I've got this mindset that if I'm going to do the stuff that I want to do, I want to have all that infrastructure in place first so I'm not struggling and I'm not fighting, you know, every step of the way. Every time I learn something new, I figure out a new tool or something that'll make the process easier, and then of course all progress and everything else stops until I make that tool. Example, the forge press. Example, the 2x72. Example, the ribbon burner forge. But this is just going to be a nice work surface for us to use. So anyway, let's get the plywood on and wrap this thing up. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this one. Now we have one solid and substantial workbench in the forge area, finally. We needed this heavy duty. If I'm going to be pounding on stuff, it needs to be heavy. I can't have it moving all over the place. I can't, it's just the way it is. The timbers that I used on this, they're completely out of square, completely out of whack. I don't know what was going on when I milled them, but that's definitely on me. Who knows, but they're pretty bad enough to where I couldn't use them, and that's usually not my style when I'm sawmilling. I must have been in a hurry or something, but they work perfect for this. So we're going to continue on with this. What we're going to end up doing is we have to set the bench up. We're going to put some more metal on the wall behind us here because this is a hot shop in this side of things. So we want to keep the risk of fire down to a minimum. We really have to be careful where the sparks go and where they stay. I don't have any issue with sparks hitting wood on top. You get the little nooks and crannies and the crevices where they can get in there, and well, you guys can figure it out what happens. So anyway, next one out, we're going to start setting this thing up. We're going to try to do it. I've set a lot of workbenches up over the years. So I kind of really finally have a good idea what I like and what I don't like. So we can, now we can really get this where we want it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.